belongs to the phylum known as Talophyta of the kingdom Plantae. Talophytes are simple green plants that are all aquatic. Spirogyra is a simple green algae found in ponds and ditches. Each filament is made up of Hello, welcome. Let's look at this WAEC June 2018 biology. Please, we're going to be taking a series on WAEC biology for different subjects. Today we're on WAEC exams for different subjects. Today we're starting with biology. Now, the number one question says the scientist who introduced binomial nomenclature in the classification of organisms was A. Charles Darwin, B. Carolus Linnaeus, C. John Ray, D. Louis Pasteur. Now, you're also going to find out that I'll be picking out the right answers and marked in red. Now, the person that introduced the binomial nomenclature in the classification of organisms is Carolus Linnaeus. The present method of classification and naming living organisms is based on the work of Carolus Linnaeus from 1707 to 1778. And this very Carolus Linnaeus is actually a Swedish naturalist. So you can find this answer in the classification of organisms or organization of life. Now let's move to the second question. Which of the following statements is true about arthropods? A. Proteus bears only legs. B. Mesothorax bears only legs. C. Metathorax bears only wings. D. Proteus bears only wings. Now the answer is actually that Proteus bears only legs. Proteus bears only legs. The right answer is option A. That is the right answer. Anyone that is not having the right answer will also make the appropriate correction. So A is the answer. Now let's move. Now the proteus is the foremost of the three segments in the thorax of an organism. This proteus is the foremost of the three segments in the thorax of an insect that bears the first part of the legs. The proteus never bears wings in arthropods. Now, when we're talking about arthropods, your mind should always go to insects. Though some fossil groups possess wing-like projections. Now let's look at number 3 question. What level of organization is Spirogyra? Spirogyra is actually in the level of tissue, not cell. You know the level of organizations. We have cell, after cell we have tissue, after tissue organ, then after organ we have system. So depending on how developed the organism is, but Spirogyra falls on that issue. Now, Spirogyra belongs to the phylum known as Talophyta of the kingdom Plantae. Talophytes are simple green plants that are all aquatic. Spirogyra is a simple green algae found in ponds and ditches. Each filament is made up of a single chain of identical cells. Since this is all that the Spirogyra is made up of, the tissue is defined as a collection of cells that are similar in structure and perform similar functions. The Spirogyra is a tissue. You can find this under classification and organization of life. Now let's move down to the number 4 question. The streaming movement of cytoplasm within paramecium is known as? It's actually known as cyclosis. That is the name of the streaming movement of cytoplasm in paramecium. Now what is this cyclosis? Cyclosis is where there is flow inside the cytoplasm. It is typically observed in large plants and animal cells. Here, flow means that the cytoplasm is moving inside the cell. It is not stationary. So cyclosis is actually the streaming movement of cytoplasm within the paramecium. Now let's look at number 5 question. Which of the following cell organelles is found only in plant cells? Which of the following cell organelles is found only in plant cells? The answer is plastids. The answer is plastids. Why is it plastids? Because the plastids is a membrane-bound organelle found in the cells of plants, algae, and some other eukaryotic organs. They are generally concerned with photosynthesis. So whenever you hear plastic, it has to do with photosynthesis. And you know that it's only plants that undergo photosynthesis, not animals. Now let's look at number 6 question. Active transport differs from diffusion in that active transport dash allows the movement of substances against concentration gradient. That's what active transport does. It actually allows the movement. Diffusion cannot move against concentration gradient, but active transport can actually move against concentration gradient. It is not that it is very fast process. No, it is not that it takes both. It takes place in both light and dark reactions of photosynthesis. Neither is it that it occurs in both plants and animals. The right answer is that it allows the movement of substances against concentration gradients. Now let's look at number 7. The diagram above are illustrations of the experimental setup to demonstrate a type of tropic response in plants. This is tropic response in plants. Study them and answer questions 7 and 8. The type of response demonstrated is it A, phototropism, B, geotropism, C, hydrotropism, or D, thigmotropism? The answer is hydrotropism, because when you look at this setup, you see water. Any movement that has to do with a relationship to water, you know it's hydrotropism. Now, tropism is when a part of a plant moves in response to a directional stimulus. Hydrotropism, as shown in the diagram, is when roots of plants bend towards moisture, while stems and leaves show no response. You can see that these roots are bending towards moisture, whereas the other place the leaves are just the way they are here. So this is hydrotropism. Now number 8, the conclusion drawn from the experiment is that A, shoots of plants are negatively thigmotropic. B, shoots of plants are negatively geotropic. D, leaves of plants are positively phototropic. D, roots of plants are positively hydrotropic. Now, having in mind that the type of motion that is happening is hydrotropism, then the answer has to do with hydrotropic. So the right option here is that the roots of plants are positively hydrotropic because they are tending towards where the moisture is. Now number 9, the odontoid process is found in A, is found on the dash. A, axis vertebra, B, atlas vertebra, C, thoracic vertebra, D, sacral vertebra. Now the answer is axis vertebra, because the axis vertebra is the second vertebra of the vertebral column. The axis vertebra has a large centrum which projects forward as the odontoid process. So that makes option A the right answer. Now number 10, a seedling was made to stand in a solution of red ink for 3 hours, and the transverse section of the stem was examined under microscope. The process being investigated was A, the importance of micro elements in plants, B, ascent of water through the xylem, D, diffusion of color substances, D, distribution of food in elements. So the right answer is B, through the silent. That's actually what you use that to study, and not the addition of colored elements. So I'm gonna color B because that's supposed to be the answer and not C. So once I see such, I'm always gonna point it out. Yeah, so please, if you like this channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions and concerns, drop it on the comment section. The subsequent lectures, I'm going to be taking 11 and down to the rest of them. Thank you and God bless you.
What does this season mean to you? Maybe hearty meals delivered to perfection? With Jumia's Christmas sales, rest assured your Christmas is delivered. Jumia, your everyday.
Hello and welcome. I'm going to be answering WAEC 2020 Biology Objective Part Question 1. The cell as the basic unit of life consists of A. Cell wall and vacuole, B. Nucleus and cell wall, C. Cytoplasm and nucleus, D. Cytoplasm and vacuole. So as it's been rightly established here, the cell is the basic unit of life. So for a standard definition of the cell, we could say the cell is the simplest unit of living organisms that can exist independently. Now, option A, which says cell wall and vacuole. The cell wall and vacuole is mainly seen in plant cells, and the cell wall basically surrounds the membrane and provides structural integrity for the cell, while the vacuole contains many substances such as excretory substances and enzymes. Now, the nucleus is the major cell organelle of the cell. It coordinates all the activities of the cell. And then lastly, the last option here, or the last item that we've not talked of, is the cytoplasm. And the cytoplasm is basically all the content of the cell aside the nucleus. So from what we've seen, the nucleus is the major organelle of the cell, and then the cytoplasm is every other content within the cell aside the nucleus. So majorly, you can say the cell consists of two units, two parts: the nucleus, which is the major and central organelle, and then the cytoplasm, which consists of other organelles and every other content within the cell apart from the nucleus. So the cytoplasm and the nucleus, which is option C, is the basic way you can classify the content of the cell, or what the cell consists of. Every other
I am
thing
going to ask
is either
about
around the cell or within the cell.
what's the other
Thank you,
thing
and
here?
please subscribe to this channel for more
Please,
videos and for
please
more
do not
past
ask
questions and
about.
answers. Hello and welcome. I'm going to be answering WAEC 2020 Biology Objective Past Question 2. So we have a list of classes of the phylum Arthropoda, and we're to use to answer questions 2 and 3. So this is question 2. So the classes you have are Crustacea, Insecta, Arachnida, and Chilopoda. So the question is, which members of the classes live mainly in an aquatic habitat? A. 1, B. 2, C. 3, D. 4. So the phylum Arthropoda is the largest in the kingdom Animalia. Now it has 4 classes which you have listed here. So the class Crustacea are basically aquatic organisms, and examples include the crab, prawn, lobster, etc. Now the class Insecta is the second here, and it is made up of insects, for example cockroach, ant, housefly, etc. And then 3, Arachnida, is made up of the scorpions, the spiders, etc. And then the Chilopoda is made up of the centipedes. So those are the examples you have. Now from the descriptions we give, the crustaceans are the aquatic organisms such as the crabs, prawns, and the lobsters. So they live mainly in an aquatic habitat. So option A, which is number 1, class Crustacea, is the correct answer to this question. Thank you, and please subscribe to this channel for more videos and for more past questions and answers.
You created a business. Now, create videos for your business, easily and instantly, with Vimeo Create. Video to help you show off your products and bump up your sales. With hundreds of pre-made templates designed to get your videos performing their best. Plus unlimited stock clips, custom animations, and smart editing tools to help make your message pop. Just share your videos, get views, and watch your business grow. Start making video with Vimeo Create.
And 20 Biology Objective Past Question 3. Use the following classes of Arthropoda to answer questions 2 and 3. So we have classes under the phylum Arthropoda that we are to use to answer 2 and 3, and this is question 3. So we have Crustacea, Insecta, Arachnida, and Chilopoda. Which of the classes is characterized by the possession of 2 pairs of antennae? A. 1, B. 2, C. 3, D. 4. So as regarding possession of antenna, the class Crustacea are the only class under the phylum Arthropoda that possess 2 pairs of antenna. That is, they possess 4 antenna. Insecta possess just 1 pair. Okay. And then the others, Chilopoda also a pair. So the crustaceans are the only class under the class Arthropoda, under the phylum Arthropoda, that possess 2 pairs of antenna. So option A, which is 1, class Crustacea, is the correct answer to this question. Thank you, and please subscribe to this channel for more videos and for more past questions and answers. Hello and welcome. I'm going to be answering WAEC 2020 Biology Objective Past Question 4. The organism with spiral chloroplasts and nucleus suspended by cytoplasmic strands is A. Volvox, B. Spirogyra, C. Paramecium, D. Euglena. So you have 4 organisms here, and this given to us here is its physical description. So let's look at the descriptions of each of these organisms and the ones that fit into this description, specifically spiral chloroplasts and nucleus suspended by cytoplasmic strands. So Volvox, the Volvox is a free floating freshwater green algae which appears in colonies as green rolling balls on the surface of water. Option B, the Spirogyra, is a filamentous green algae named for its helical or spiral arrangement of chloroplasts. Option C, which is the Paramecium, is a unicellular shoe-shaped organism. And then the Euglena is a unicellular eukaryote possessing a flagellum and exhibits both plant and animal characteristics. So from these descriptions we have given, the Spirogyra, we said it's named because of its spiral arrangement of chloroplasts. And one key feature described in the question is the spiral chloroplasts. Now, it's also important to add that the Spirogyra also has its nucleus suspended by strands of cytoplasm, so cytoplasmic strands. So from this, after comparing the definitions, you would agree that option B, Spirogyra, is the organism with spiral chloroplasts and nucleus suspended by cytoplasmic strands. Spirogyra is option B, and the correct answer to this question. Thank you, and please subscribe to this channel for more videos and for more past questions and answers. Hello and welcome. I'm going to be answering WAEC 2020 Biology Objective Past Question 5. The network of double membrane that conveys materials through the cytoplasm is the A. Plasma membrane, B. Nuclear membrane, C. Mitochondrion, D. Endoplasmic reticulum. So we're asked for what's a network of double membrane that conveys or transport material within the cytoplasm is called. So let's look at each of the options and see what they mean and what they stand for and what the function is. So the plasma membrane is also known as the cell membrane, and it is the membrane in all cells that separates the interior of the cell from the outside, and it is selectively permeable. That means it regulates the materials in and out of the cell. Now option B, which is the nuclear membrane, is a bilayer membrane. That is a 2-layer membrane that surrounds the nucleus in eukaryotic cells. Option C, the mitochondrion, is a membrane-bound organelle that is bound by the plasma membrane, a membrane-bound organelle that generates energy required for the cell's biochemical reactions. And then option D, the endoplasmic reticulum, is a network of, or you can say a continuous membrane system that forms a series of flattened sacs within the cytoplasm of eukaryotic cells. Now, its main function is transport of proteins as well as synthesis. It also assists in the synthesis, packaging, but mainly for the transport of proteins and other materials within the cytoplasm of eukaryotic cells. Now, the question asked for the network or a system of double membrane that conveys or transports. Another word you can use for convey is transport materials within or through the cytoplasm. And as we have seen here, option D, which is the endoplasmic reticulum, is a network or continuous membrane system that forms a series of flattened sacs within the cytoplasm and functions to transport materials, specifically proteins, within the cytoplasm. So that is the closest definition, or more or less the same definition as you have in the question. So the correct answer is option D, the endoplasmic reticulum. Thank you, and please subscribe to this channel for more videos and for more past questions and answers.